Hi, Vikas. Thank you for joining.
Everybody.
You are welcome, brother. Welcome.
Bro,
Yeah,
this
get out of here. Fucking.
Okay, do you want me to leave the meeting?
There's no one.
yeah, exactly.
Who did I talk to? What
So you're going to if you're figuring out let's just turn down the volume.
Headphones. Oh fuck.
Just turn down the volume.
What is happening?
Hey. So only one computer. So Josh first.
Oh, you need to you mute your phone.
I mean that's it's muted.
Mute your phone.
No. You have to increase the sound too. Hey, Francisco.
Hello.
Okay. So that is wrong. All right.
The ID is
So
wrong. One of my friends is trying to join, but he
did you
can't
click
join.
on the link at the bottom?
I sent him the
It's there.
he says the link is wrong. It cannot work. What the fuck?
Says it's not working. Let me
Yeah.
see. I did go the last time. Let me see. I like
Just click on the.
Reflection for what? Oh, don't have to. Bro, there's no subject tomorrow.
Aha.
Is that bro? Why bro?
Where do you get
Bro, is that bro?
oh,
I'm here bro.
is it game?
Hmm?
How do you get how do you get the message from this
Message
from my group chat or okay.
No, it's just a personal. Wow, because you have a you gotta go up.
Because if you can access, if you guys can all access it, then they should be able to access it too. So,
Hi Omar, thank you for joining.
Habib, anytime, bro. So I put out the agenda. How the meeting goes.
Man,
So
people don't have enough stuff to do. That's an issue. Meeting, bro.
6 people doing a meeting from the same room.
actually, all right.
What the fuck? This bro had a Friday night.
Just
Halloween.
And get a life on this way.
Hey Francisco. Ethan. Ethan joined too. Hi guys. Thank you for joining.
So,
Welcome to. Is it both of your guys' first time here at the general meeting of IEEE MSU branch? Hello.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Thanks for joining, guys. Yeah. Francisco, missed you. Anyway, so we have an agenda. If you guys have taken a look at the agenda, like from the email that Jenny sent out this morning. So the first agenda, I'm just gonna talk about. Hi, Emmanuel. Thank you for joining.
Right.
Um, uh, so the first thing I'm gonna talk about is actually becoming an official IEEE member for Region 4. So it's actually like, it's kind of like a paid membership. It's kind of like a subscription, an annual subscription. So you gotta, become a IEEE official member. So for now, I think you guys are official IEEE members for just the MSU Mankato branch, but you can like become like the whole Region 4 member, IEEE member, by just paying that amount and just filling out a form. And Region 4 is actually for like Minnesota, Wisconsin, like kind of like the northern part of Midwest, actually just Midwest, probably like Chicago as well, kind of falls into Region 4. So it's kind of like becoming an official member of IEEE itself. And so to become a part of it, you can just go to IEEE, or you can just look up become a become a member for IEEE, and then it's just gonna take you to the IEEE's official page, and then you can just fill out the form. And by default, they're just gonna put you under Region 4, because that's what the form's gonna actually make you, do that. Uh, and you just gotta, put in all your credit card information and everything, and you can just become an official member. So if you guys are wanting to do that, just go ahead and do it. And if you are facing a hard time doing that, just you can just contact any of from the meeting. Sent out poll. Okay, yeah. So yeah. And then we can just go ahead and just do it. And also to we are also going to be having our elections next year for board members. So to become a board member, you got to have a IEEE membership ID. So in order to have that, actually, you have to be an official member of IEEE, which is everything I talked about. And that's gonna generate a membership number for everybody. It's a distinct membership number for each person, and then you can become that by us verifying that you are an official member of IEEE, and then we can just put you in the elections, and you guys are just gonna talk about or like run for a position and just talk about what you're wanting to do or trying to do, for IEEE and all that stuff, and for that specific um, position. So yeah, I think that's about it. And as I said, if y'all have any questions about it, just let us know. We can help you out. It's super simple, super easy. It ain't that much of a work, honestly.
Thank you, Yash. All right. So over to Nati, we're going to be talking about the IEEE Region 4 plans and presentation and training that goes on within Region 4. Over to you, Nati.
Sure. So as Yash been mentioning, one of the perks of being part of this IEEE organization is getting access to events in Region 4 as well as nationally. Uh, so one of the event that happened, was it last week? The Amai engineer
Oh,
talk.
yeah, it was
That was
last
by
month.
David. Yeah, yeah. So you'll get access to those type of talks and you know events. So uh, now I'm going to be mentioning the future events that are going to be happening in Region 4. The first would be documentary nights, which is happening actually tonight. It's sponsored by Southeastern Michigan section. It's happening from 6:30 to 7:30 Eastern time. I would be sending the registration links right after my talk. The other event is time in life management. It's happening tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern time. Uh, the speaker would be Kim, and this is also going to be a virtual event, and I would also be sending thing for this one. The other event happening this week would be uh, UNIVAC defense system from code breakers to standard military computers from World War II to 9070. If you're more into the military, I guess this event is something to look for. It's sponsored by the Twin Cities section. Uh, it's happening on November 4 from 7 to 8:30 Central Time. I will also send registration link for this one. And last one for this week would be happening on November 6th. It's Consulting and Entrepreneur 101 talk. It's sponsored by the Southeastern Michigan section. And the time is from 6:45 to 8 p.m. Eastern time. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I would be sending the registration links for these 4 upcoming presentations. And yeah, that's it for this month.
Thank you, Nati. All right.
So I think I'll be talking about the accomplishments and challenges that IEEE has over the years. So accomplishments, I guess IEEE has organized different kinds of events throughout the past two past 1 year, and since I've been in this organization, I've seen that IEEE has hosted events like speaker events that has brought in people from companies like Easy Automation and Nidec. Also, there were speakers from Amazon that who gave their experience, who talked about their experience on how they have studied in our university, in our department, and how they have gone into Amazon, and how they have gone through all the internships and worked in different companies and rose up their ranks. So, uh, the other accomplishments that IEEE has are career fairs. Career fair is really important as a student, because students needs an internship, right? So I feel like all students need internships to get a full-time job in the future. So career fair helps uh connect students with the employers. For example, there are different companies that come to the career fairs, like Daikin, Easy Automation, Taylor Corporation, and other companies. There's a lot of companies that I don't have that I don't have in my mind at the moment, but there's a lot, like about 75 companies. So you guys will have a chance to connect with the employers and give out your resumes to them, and maybe, who knows, they might call you for an interview, and that way you can get an internship in the future. So yeah, so I feel like these are some of the really big events that we have had. Also, we also have resume workshops before the career fair. That means that last year, what we had, there were employees from Amazon, Taylor Corp, I guess. I'm not sure, but there were other people who were looking through students' resumes and giving feedbacks on what you need to improve in your resume, before you go into the career fair. They're gonna sit down with you one by one, and they're gonna give you advice on this is what you should do and this is what you need to do, blah, and stuff like that. So there's a lot of stuff that happens in IEEE. I guess the best way to get updated about these kind of stuff is by being a board member, like Yash mentioned, or Natnael mentioned. So I would really encourage you guys to be a part of IEEE and maybe learn more about it, because we send out emails regarding this. Also, I was supposed to talk about challenges. Some of the challenges that IEEE has faced are financial issues, I guess, because well, as the organization, when we are hosting events, we need to spend money on the food, and also when we are bringing in employees from different companies, we need to travel expenses, and other stuff. So I think this is one of the challenges that IEEE board members face, and also the what challenges did we face?
Also finding right time to meet.
Schedules are.
Oh, also scheduling time with the students is really big, because uh, planning events. Yeah, so we also have we take students to Las Vegas for a conference, which is the IEEE Rising Star Conference, and that conference is the biggest conference that we have, and it's not us who is hosting it, but it's the people from other IEEE branches that are hosting it from Region 6, basically. So they are the ones who are hosting this conference. So yeah, this takes time to uh, host, and we need to plan how many students are going with us. We need to calculate the expenses that are being that we have to look into. Yeah, so these are some of the challenges that we face as a IEEE board member. But yeah, if even if you guys in the future do get into IEEE, you will look into this, and maybe you might figure out a way to solve it. Who knows? You might have a different solution compared to us. So yeah, uh, that's all I had for all the accomplishments and the challenges for IEEE. Thank you.
Thanks, Afnan. So we're going to be talking about a technical workshop for Hawk Tongue with a Twist. Now, I'm going to set out a polls right now, trying to figure out what kind of projects that we need. I really wish we had more audience, but we'll go with what we got. Let's see. So I'm launching a poll. So I will ask that these polls that I've been sending out, I will ask that you please take the time to be answering some of these polls and submit your answers. We use this as an archive to kind of like figure out our audience and also plan better, as well as to come up with some answers. Not answers from our assumptions, but answers based on the polls that we have for our research purposes. I don't know if that makes sense. So please try to answer those polls. Now, I remember there was Hawk Tongue with a Twist that did happen on March 2024. That is this year at Penn State University. Now, there were two individuals that hosted it, and they were doing it for Arduino with Uno R3, and they were doing it in replacing C++ programming, and they were doing it with Raspberry to replace Pickle programming. Now, here's the thing. Now, we at our school, all these projects that we have here, they're being done inside the classroom. However, there is a challenge that comes with it. Sometimes people tend to forget what they did inside the lab, and that kind of spill can be a problem. Like for me, when I joined IEEE as a member, when I realized that I needed to get myself more familiar with an oscilloscope, but I don't think I can go back to the lab and do it again. As an official member of IEEE, I just go on Schwartz and Ross and just take up the training with oscilloscopes with them. And this thing is free. However, there are challenges where if we want to really use our knowledge on these projects to adapt to new projects that they throw at us, we gotta get ourselves more familiar. So for me, even though as a sophomore, I may be familiar with some of these projects, I cannot do it all on my own, and there's some fundamentals that I still need to capture. So I was thinking that next year for Region 4, if there's any member, not just the board members, but any member out there within ECET that wants to handle some of these projects as a Hawk Tongue Twist and then be the one to host it, I will just join in and try and figure out the logistics behind it. Also figure out some of the equipment behind it. I'll also figure out how to connect with faculty members. I'll try and figure out, not I, but we, of course, we will try and figure out how to handle all these things. But we want to make sure that somebody out there can volunteer to handle this, because just like Afnan mentioned, there are challenges that comes with time management, which makes it very, very difficult for even both board members to handle one thing at a time. That's one of the challenges that we face. And it's very, very conflicting. Some of the times it's just funding. Sometimes we just have to go in our pockets and get this thing. But the fortunate thing for us as engineers is that sometimes we're very fortunate where our sponsor or our patron actually does borrow some of these equipments to us whenever we want to host any workshop or anything in particular for research. But if we have a number of members who want to like get themselves challenge, let me use the word challenge themselves to get themselves very familiar with what they did inside the lab, I think that's the best bet. Like for the Arduino R3, I think most of us can do Arduino R3, right? Most of us can do Arduino R3. If you don't do Arduino R3, we're not familiar with it. That's going to be a problem because that's basic. And my nephew just happened to say, I need a display. And I just happened to look at my nephew's kit and I said, you need a display and you need a potentiometer. And the fact that I was already familiar with it and it's already going down to middle school, I like, we got to get ourselves familiar with it because, you know, if anybody can figure it out, that means we need to make sure that we are up to standard as engineers. Then the same thing with VHDL and System Verilog for FGPA. From what I understand, based on my experience with some of these workshops, some of these seminars that I attended virtually, it turns out that the NSOC will be and the FGPA will be integrated with AIs. And from what I know, Altera is producing some of those circuits away. And you don't know if you're not familiar with Altera. Altera is a section in Intel that produces those circuits that are responsible for some of the chips that you're using for FGP and the rest. So I realized that that kind of workshop is very well needed. But on this campus, as I'm speaking to you, every one of our professors wants us to be very familiar with circuit PCB design for TNL and CMOS and 3D printing, which I think every student on this campus as engineers, whether electrical engineers, computer engineers, or technicians, are going to be needing because that will be related to the project that they will do as a senior or junior. Am I wrong? So, I mean, based on my talks with them, that information made me understand that somebody like me has to be prepared ahead of time. So also, when somebody advances beyond here, they're going to be facing something related to Python programming and AI and ML systems. That's if you're not familiar with what ML systems are, it means machine learning. So they're going to be facing those kind of systems in the real world. So whoever is very familiar with it, this Hawkthorne twist is kind of like helping the person prepare for something like that in the real world sense. So that's what this Hawkthorne with a twist is all about. It's giving that brainstorming to a student. That way they won't face some kind of insecurities in the job market. Let's see what else. I need to make sure. So I think one of the challenges we have is planning dates, times, and necessary resources. So if we have anybody who is if anybody who is a member of ECET that would like to take up the challenge of volunteering themselves for this kind of workshop, if we were to host it, either in the spring, should be able to do it. But the eligibility for that is that they have to be very, very familiar with it themselves. So for example, if I'm familiar with Arduino Uno, then probably myself can ask people to bring their starter kit and we can do it. If there was System Verilog or FGPA, I still have to work on it, so I can't qualify to do it. Somebody who may be a junior or senior can do it if they volunteer to do it. If somebody is interested in doing TLL and CMOS, PCB and circuit designs and the rest, somebody who is probably a senior or graduate can do it, probably to help them familiarize themselves with it. And then anybody who is really like, I gotta be a professional, if we can, for me, if I can search somebody who is actually very good in the field, I could probably get that person, but that's if the person is really trying to get themselves available. So a lot of volunteers are going to need for this expedition. So that's why I'm bringing this up. It's not to scare you, but it's also to try and show that we board members are excited to try and host it, but we need volunteers and we need a member to step up, and anybody who's familiar with that should step up and try and be able to host it. But people like us, we just organize it. That's all. And then let's see. Yeah, I think that's all I have. So I'm gonna pass the mic over to anyone that wants to talk about trivia games or course interview.
Thanks, Egwem. Um, trivia game night. Okay, um, so this trivia game, we actually did one last semester, and it was hosted by IEEE, and we actually hosted the whole game through Kahoot. I don't know you guys are actually familiar with Kahoot,
But where was the winner?
and we have Nathaniel Minuta was the winner, and second place was actually Omar or something. Yeah,
We weren't board members, by the way, by
yeah, and
that time. So
they were more board members, and we had an exception that board members cannot really win the whole thing. But yeah, and it actually kind of gave the like the participants of the game a good overview of like the courses for, and that's the prize that he won.
I got the Raspberry Pi 4.
Yeah. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Yep. So and it also gave everybody a good overview of like what they study. Like for C's and E's, like both. It was pretty robust. So we are planning on hosting more of them for sure. We haven't really set up the date yet. So yeah, and I would actually recommend um, um, three of you guys who have joined our meeting, and also let your friends know um about the trivia game night, and win like these cool prizes where you can actually do a lot of projects, and projects are really important for your resume, because for internships and full-time jobs even, you got to talk about projects, and because they want to know your fundamentals about what you know and about the projects you've worked on, or if know anything about like this technical stuff. So it's actually a win-win. So I would say it's a great opportunity to do anything. So yep, we are probably gonna do it sometime soon. Yeah, and it's probably gonna be at the same time as our tutoring sessions, which is from 4 to 6 every other Wednesday. Maybe the room number might change, but we'll keep y'all posted about it. Yeah, and that's it, I guess. So, yep, anybody who's interested, just come through and win some good prizes, and also have food. Why not? So it's a win-win for every situation if you think about it. Yep. Vikash,
Vikash, are you there?
Vikash.
Yes, I'm here. You guys hearing me?
The mic is yours now.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Hello, everyone.
So you're going to
welcome
be
to
talking about connecting IEEE MSU with merchandise and travel support.
Oh, okay. So, as earlier, like as Nathaniel and like Afnan, they mentioned
Yep.
about
So
like
it's your
we
turn
have.
now.
Sorry, can you guys hear me? Hello, hello. Can you guys hear me or not? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Hi, it's me Vikas, and I'm treasurer of like IEEE 2024 to 2025. Right, and mostly I work on like managing the budget and all this kind of stuffs. And Afnan and Nathaniel, like they already mentioned that like we have like so many conference like every year's going on. And even like last week, right, we had one conference. Like we went to the conference in like Rochester, and like whenever we go those kind of conference, like all the transportation and all the expenses will be covered by like IEEE, because like think that's like matter of things as a student for us as a student, right? And even like sometimes there is like suppose like in Rochester, sometimes even we cover like food, like expenses also. And last December, like we went to the like IEEE Rising Star, like and I was not the board member that time, but this time I'm the like board member, and we also like trying to like take like some student over there, and we're also working on like managing the budget for like that like in conference because it takes like so much money, right? And we're trying to like manage, trying to like manage those budget things. And also like we have some merchandise, like if you guys are really interested, like we have like hoodies and t-shirts, right? And why these are important is like because like if we attend like any kind of conference or going to the any conference, right, by wearing like those t-shirts and hoodies, it really makes the like peoples to like recognize us, like okay, they are from the like Minnesota State University and they are like board member of IEEE, right? And I think it will be the great opportunity for you to guys to like connect with the peoples and know the like in industrial people's gonna really help you guys to like find the internship and find the like good project, and that will say. And yeah, I mean, like there's like like t-shirt and hoodies, like if you guys are interested, like and it's not that expensive. It's going to cost like from like 15 to like 30 bucks, right? And if you guys are interested, right, you can reach out to me or any of the like board member of from like IEEE. And yeah, that's all. If you have guys have any specific question, like you can like feel free to ask.
Thanks, Vikas. Um, so uh, yeah, so I'm gonna talk about actually social method. Yeah, top,
Bro, I'm muted.
top.
You guys can you hear me? Oh yeah. I was talking about the IEEE social mixer. So as you guys know, for every week we have a studying session at like Wednesday.
Every other week, every other week, every 2 weeks.
That's from now, but in the past.
Oh yeah,
In the past, like in the last year too, we had tutoring session every Wednesday from 4 to 6, where students can come to tutoring session, and professors too, and anyone who has like difficulty from any classes, they can ask a professor, and then we can all learn. And sometimes people don't show up, so we have students and we have people who can explain anything, and anyone who got some experience from that classes or got good grades, they can teach other students as well. So that's like what we do every like on campus. And besides that, we had before like camping event where we went I don't know, somewhere like 2 hours from here.
Saint Cruz,
Saint yeah,
Saint Cruz,
Saint Croix.
expire.
Yeah, and we went over there for like 2 or 3 days, I guess. And actually, it was not all about CSS students. There was also some nursing students as well. So anyone like are welcome to join our events. And we went just for fun. We had some fun, and then we connected e students with CE and stuff. So also we had Rising Sun conference that we went last year, and I went over there, and I was not a board member, so it's open for members, and it was full coverage. I didn't have to pay. It was covered by IEEE, and we went for 3 days to the conference. That was really cool. We had to connect with IEEE students from different universities, and there was the region 4, I guess, over there as they were presenting. So we had good time. And also there was some workshops. There was like students presenting their projects. I guess they were from high school or college. So we had a good conversation with them, like about the project, what they do, and how they think about IEEE. At the same time, when we connected with like people from IEEE, they gave us ideas about how can we grow IEEE, like in MSU, how can we get more students and what impact we should add on the students so they can get benefits from IEEE and we can get more experience as well. And yeah, that's experience too. Yes.
Picnics and stuff.
Yeah, and we had a picnic like every year. We had one like months ago, I guess, over a month. I don't remember.
There's going to be another one, I think, at the end of
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, at the end of next month.
spring.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah,
We
but
aren't sure about that.
If I'm still alive and well, I will make sure that we can organize that.
yeah,
We aren't
Yeah,
sure
we
about
will
that,
try
but
to.
we will
I
try
will
to
take care
best.
of that if I have to.
Yeah, we will try to.
so as you
I will
guys
try
know,
my best.
there's another picnic, so everyone is welcome. So you can eat
Yeah.
free food and then together and we get to share.
Yeah, and you can also. Yeah, you can also socialize a lot. Like it's actually a good vibe.
Exactly, you can come like to connect with students,
Yeah.
like I'm professors as
And also
well.
professors as well.
Yeah, and I remember like the last picnic we had Dr. Wu and Dr. Hamari
Right.
and Dr. Bouchon.
Ryan,
Also,
Troy,
Friends
Jian
and
Wu Singh,
almost like
almost all the
almost
professors came.
yeah.
yeah, also from our department. So it's a good time to connect with them and ask questions about any any
Any
like
problems you have actually.
yeah, any concern
Yeah,
about your major, your like any course you're taking with
It
them.
shouldn't be
Well, no,
academic.
actually, the
yeah. It shouldn't
students,
be.
you
It
know,
couldn't be.
the funny thing is that the students that actually connected, the fact that we had a barbecue, the students that attended that class, their grades actually improved. They actually did very well on their assessment and stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's good.
See.
So because it was like we already met this person, and it didn't have any kind of barrier
Yeah.
in confronting them when they were facing with difficulties. So actually,
Yeah.
it did help.
So based on what I can say, I would recommend you guys to like attend it so you guys can get good connections.
We could also possibly host like an outdoor like sports activities
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
if if that's something we could consider. But as
Yeah.
of now,
We
we
yeah.
haven't planned anything. But
Yeah. Yeah. We'll try to
yeah,
organize that.
We'll think about it.
We'll think about it.
sure.
and I would suggest you guys can be like a member for ITB right now because last year I was just a member, not a board member, and I get more from ITB. And this year I became a board member. So I would say if you guys are interested, you guys can join and be a member, and the next year you can apply while the voting are open, and then you can be a board member
Yeah.
as well.
Yep.
So yeah, thank you guys.
Yeah.
Some
Thank you,
Thank
Omar.
you.
happy.
Have.
All right. I'm going to. All right. So I'm going to take over just part of this meeting since we have enough time. This is based on tutoring sessions now. All right. So I just lost the poll. I would like, if you can, to answer some of them, some of the polls I sent out concerning tutoring sessions. There are other previous polls that I sent out, but I would like everyone to participate in that. Okay. So one of the polls, it says how many tutoring sessions you've been able to attend to. And then there's another poll that says, has the IEEE MSU tutor or study sessions been helping you? And I think, sorry, not think. And then in one of the other polls is asked, what was the recharge or motivation or cultivation of student colleague would it be? So I would like you to take the time to give your answers just so that it can help us um, either make some changes or improve. But one of the things I would like to bring up that is very important is that beginning from November 6th, which is our Wednesday, this incoming week, from then on, it will be bi-weekly. Um, reasons that um, this is based on the number of people that showed up, also based on time conflicts as well, and also trying to make sure that um, we have what we need to prepare for the next tutoring session so they can be more resourceful. Because I think 1 week isn't really enough to really prepare for the next one. So that's why we made the decision to change it to bi-weekly. That way it can be more resourceful. But at the same time, we've have what we I don't know, we have gotten some feedbacks here and there. Some said the tutoring session helped, some people said it didn't. Some people have mixed feelings about it. So we would like a lot of people who attended, either one of them, some of them, few of them, or some of that, to really send out their answers, just so that we have a clear understanding of what we can do for next time. All right. So let's see.
Thanks, Nikon.
Mhm. Now the last topic of the day. RNITB MSU.
Anybody has a question or anything, a concern? Y'all can ask. Don't be shy.
So we're turning to the audience. If you have any questions or compliments or anything you want to speak out about, now is the time. So it's not to finalize anything, but we're giving you the floor for anybody who wants to talk about anything that can help empower you, motivate you, encourage you, anything like that.
Yeah, I think Ethan is going.
Do you guys have like the specific times of the tutoring sessions?
Well, it's from 4 to 6.
4 to 6 Wednesday.
4 to 6 on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
On Wednesday
So next week.
Okay. Okay.
next week, yeah. And also, after next week, we are gonna be having a. Oh shit! After next week we're gonna be having a speakers event. Yeah, and it's Dectronics who's coming. Y'all are gonna be having or getting an email real soon, like maybe the beginning of the week, just to let y'all know. Yeah, and they're just gonna talk about everything, kind of like tell you what they do and all that stuff. Tell you or give you kind of like a brief overview of what the company or like the engineering teams do, what they expect from their interns, because we are all students, so we're mostly looking for internships. But yeah, so I would actually suggest y'all to come, enjoy free food, and also kind of listen to what these speakers have to talk about. Yeah, it's on the 13th of November. Any questions, anybody? Anyone? Anybody?
Right. If there are no questions, this is what's going to happen. If you haven't really answered any of the polls, I would suggest you review through all the polls and give out your sincere answer.
Yes,
Um,
please.
and as we wait till anything comes to mind, before we close the meeting, just take the time to answer some of the polls. That way we can get a better, well, actually, we can all get a better picture of
What you guys feel?
well, the way you guys feel about everything. Okay?
Mhm.
We'll still be here if you have any questions that comes to mind.
Yeah.
So don't worry. We'll be here for the next
15 minutes, 15, 20, almost. 10, 15 minutes.
10 minutes. We'll
10
be here for the
minutes.
next 10 minutes. So cool.
Yeah, please answer the poll, guys. And yeah, just let us know what you guys have question about if you have any. I'm on Jupiter, so I don't want to. Yeah, not yet.